Hello, everybody. This is Captain Mikey. Today, we are going to do a different type of experience. Uh, I have my virtual reality headset on, the Oculus Rift CV1. We will be playing OIKA, I think it's called. OIKA. I don't know if any of you have ever played this on the Oculus Rift store. Uh, you guys might know what it's called. Uh, there's only two experiences. First, we'll do In the Light of the Forest, and then we'll go to The Living Cosmos. I probably like The Living Cosmos more than I do this one. But without further ado, let's start playing.
Oh, hi. It's Rich. I'm over here in the hammock.
Hi,
Glad you
Rich.
made it. You caught me in one of my secret spots. I was just tuning in to the light of the forest. I love this place. When the forest is warm and the sun is setting and the birds are just starting to settle down, I feel really connected here. When the light gets
Rat.
magical, like this, we can really, well, imagine things differently. I was just about to do a little thought experiment about sunlight and the story of sight. And you can come with me. Just gaze at the sunset for a while and imagine. Eventually, it'll work its magic. Whoa, see what I mean? Light comes in waves, and that squiggly line is called a waveform. It shows all the different wavelengths that make up the full spectrum of electromagnetic energy. Humans, we think we see the light, but the entire range that we are able to see is contained in that little rainbow section right in the center of the waveform. This makes me wonder what we might be overlooking. What if each wavelength had a portal that we could go through to explore what the world might look like in the other wavelengths of light? In VR, we can do this. To see what I mean, just pull the trigger. Let's make our way across the spectrum of light and see what we can find. To experience the world in gamma rays, just look into its story portal and pull a trigger.
Whoa.
Whoa! So this is what the world would look like in gamma rays. Gamma rays are super short, but their energy is very high. So they're able to penetrate almost anything, including you and me right now. Look at the sky. Some gamma rays come from cosmic sources deep in outer space, like huge star explosions called supernovas and the supermassive black holes at the hearts of galaxies. Other sources are right under our feet, produced by the Earth itself. Molten rocks deep in the Earth's mantle emit a low but steady source of gamma rays from radioactive decay. Radioactive? That does not sound good. I am out of here. Pull the trigger to call up the story portals. Are you ready for X-rays?
Sure. Whoa.
Oh, this looks familiar. But I don't like it. Kind of reminds me of the hospital. Check out the bones in your hands. The narrowest hinge in my hand puts to scorn
Dinosaur.
all machinery. And a mouse is miracle enough to stagger sextillions of infidels. That's Walt Whitman. Hey, Bonesy, feel free to look around, see what you can find, but I am out of here. I'll meet you in Ultraviolet.
That is pretty cool. Ultraviolet.
Dude, Ultraviolet is wicked cool. Did you know that some fungi fluoresce in ultraviolet light? That means they get all excited by sunlight and emit a little bit of UV. Check out those glowing mushrooms. Seeing in this wavelength also reveals a secret relationship between bees and flowers. Get close to that flower and see what I mean.
That is crazy.
Those patterns are only visible in ultraviolet, and bees can see them. And many minerals fluoresce too. Man, we could make a fortune if we could see in the UV. And check out those ferns. Ultraviolet reveals the magic of photosynthesis. It would be so cool to dive way down into those leaves and see what's really going on down there among the molecules. But for now, to meet me back in visible light, pull the trigger.
Yeah, too bad we can't dive down into molecular level. Right back to daylight.
Hey, welcome back to the visible part of the spectrum. You still got that cool ultraviolet glow. Have you ever wondered why they call it ultraviolet? It's because ultraviolet is just outside the violet part of the visible light. That's also why some Earth creatures can use it. Because it's a fairly common wavelength on Earth, some Earth dwellers put it into practice to make a living. The same is true for the light on just the other side of the visible part of the spectrum that we're now in. Pull up the story portals to see what I mean.
Alright. Infrared. Whoa.
You're in the infrared. This is a wavelength that reveals heat. Look at your hands. You know, some snakes can sense in infrared. Huh, they must live in a world of food that's invisible to us. Those forest mice have warm noses. Again, the living world on Earth has a special affinity for the light that we evolved in. But we've got 2 more wavelengths to surf. Let's go.
That is cool. I will say I do like this overall experience, like all together, as a whole, both parts. Alright, so now we'll be going to microwave.
Well, now you've done it. What you see in the sky is the oldest light in the universe. It's the lingering light of the Big Bang. But this microwave radiation in the background is more than just a cosmic baby picture. Those splotches of color reveal the hidden blueprint of the entire universe. The first stars emerged in the blue areas, and then entire galaxies followed them. Generations of stars have lived and died in order for the current arrangement of stars to become familiar to us. The constellations of our ancestors trace their shapes directly back to this map of the microwave light from the deep, deep past. About 5 billion years ago, the sun too emerged from this pattern, and then the Earth, and then even life itself. Everything in the world today, including you and me and our ability to see, is the ongoing evolution of this primordial pattern of light. To see where life has taken this story of light, meet me in the realm of radio waves.
Alright.
Whoa, strange. Lightning and astronomical events produce bursts of radio waves, but the universe as a whole is a relatively quiet place in radio. The source of most of this noise is us. When we communicate with radio waves, we are converting the ideas in our heads back into light and then sending them across the fabric of space-time. So the original light of the Big Bang has now come full circle. All of this human chatter emanates from our minds at the speed of light, announcing our presence and our character across the cosmos. What message are we sending?
Ooh.
Do you feel that? This light is just right. It feels familiar, comfortable. There's a reason this narrow band of visible light feels so right. This light is unique to our planet. We evolved in the photons of a particular star that we call the sun. This starlight is then fine-tuned by an atmosphere, exhaled by countless billions of Earth lives through the eons before us. We are born into this light of this planet. We owe our ability to see to an ecology of light and life over time. No, this Earth does not belong to us. We belong to it. This is what it looks like when light finally gets around to seeing itself. So, Earthling, before you take off the headset, close your eyes. When you open them again, let the first light you see welcome you home.
It is beautiful. So that last one we did, that kind of reminded me of being in the middle of a forest in the dead of winter at night. So here we go with the second part, the living cosmos.
Hey, do you hear that?
Nope.
It's alive. The universe, it's alive. With stories. Can you feel it? Well, you would be able to feel it if it weren't so freaking cold. Out here it's wicked cold. Way too cold for anything interesting to happen. So let's get somewhere warmer. Quick. To go there, look there, and pull the trigger.
The sun.
Whoa! Beautiful. But hotter than hell. This hot would already be fried to a crisp. I am out of here. And I know exactly where I'm headed.
Earth.
See ya! Now we're talking. That looks perfect down there. Let's go. Just follow the music.
Right to the Caribbean. This is where I would love to be.
Hi. It's Rich. I'm over here.
Oh yeah, there you are.
In the hammock. Glad you made it. So this is it. Welcome home. Now this is just right. Just righteous. This planet
Got
is in
that
the
right.
zone. Not too cold, not too hot. The perfect place for good things to happen. How lucky are we to find ourselves alive on such a perfect planet? No, seriously, have you ever wondered how all this awesomeness came to be? To find out, it's going to take a story, a big story, with a little science and a lot of imagination. John Muir once said, "Between every two trees is a doorway to another world." We call these doorways story portals because going through one tells a different part of the story. So what are you waiting for? Use that one to join me between the trees. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, we were going to try and find the living cosmos. Well, it's a good thing we're in our hammocks, because a hammock is a kind of transporter. Ancient people knew this. When you enter into a hammock, magic can happen, and things are revealed. See what I mean? What an ancient memory this scene conjures up. For as long as we've been human, we've gathered in the warmth of campfires to tell each other stories. Surrounded by our kin with our bellies full and staring into that warm glow creates the perfect conditions for the spark of something new. As we watched the sparks rise, we may have imagined them to be our ancestors, returning home to be with the stars in the night sky. Or maybe we imagined something else. Choose a spark and follow it upwards to hear the story revealed by science.
Woo!
We have hitched a ride on a campfire spark, back in space and time, all the way back to the beginning and beyond. Welcome back to the primordial mystery. Does it feel familiar? You've been here before. Do you remember? These are the perfect conditions for the spark of something new. That is the singularity.
Oh, there it is.
It's where all the mysteries of the universe converge into one. Be careful near that. Not even science knows what's in there. You are now faced with your red pill, blue pill moment. Stay here in the dark comfort of mystery, or choose to know the story of life, the universe, and everything. If you do decide to pull that trigger, get ready for a big, big bang.
Ooh.
You are now immersed in the white-hot plasma of the Big Bang. All around you, the fundamental forces of nature are sorting themselves out. Gravity, nuclear forces, and electromagnetism are the first sparks of something new to emerge from the chaos.
This is
For
cool, people.
380,000 years, the
This is
universe
really
expands and eventually it's calm enough for the first photons to survive. At that moment, light takes flight, scatters, and space takes on that familiar, transparent blackness. This still warm darkness happens to be the perfect conditions for the next spark of something new. The simplest form of matter, hydrogen atoms, carried on the winds of an expanding space-time, disperse across the empty void. For 1 billion years, that hydrogen is gently guided by gravity into a very special pattern that science is just now beginning to understand. That is the cosmic background radiation. Here you can still see the original quantum scale fluctuations from the singularity, now etched into the fabric of space-time as those splotches of blue, orange, and red. This pattern still shows the residual relations of the first light. So you can think of those colors as the first cosmic creatures, interacting in a primordial ecology of light. This pattern is also a cosmic blueprint that will forever guide the future evolution of the universe. So you see, the next new thing always inherits something from what came before. As the cosmos further cools, these faint impressions of light leave behind gravitational gradients that form an invisible framework for the megascale structure of the universe. Within
Wow.
these tendrils, hydrogen gases coalesce, compress, heat up, and the sparks eventually ignite nuclear cores. As a result, the first generation of stars are born in
It's like we're in a
clusters
big spider
that still
web.
correspond to the original cosmic blueprint. Welcome to the first starry night. Most stars lead ordinary lives, steadily forging the common elements we are made of over billions of years. And sometimes it seems the cosmos prefers beauty. Within these spiral communities of stars, subtle shifts spark new rules of creation. From simple physics, chemistry emerges for the first time. Inside galaxies, whole new stellar alchemies are at play.
That's cool. Alright, let's go.
Some chemistries are more volatile than others. And some stars, like some people, are born renegades. Seriously, I would not get too close to that one.
Supernova?
I think it's about to blow.
Yep. It's going. Ooh.
From the rubble of a supernova, whole new worlds and new systems of worlds can be reassembled. That's our baby Earth down there, slowly accreting from the debris under the same gravitational forces that called forth the stars. By sheer chance, it's growing up in the vicinity of a long-lived and stable star that today we call the Sun. Right now, the surface of our Earth is still a violent and inhospitable place. But let's go down there anyway, just to take a closer look.
Okay. The Earth when it was on fire.
Imagine our Earth today, absolutely buzzing with beautiful life. But there's no sign of life here. How comes the buzz of beautiful life to a barren planet? For that, we'll need some key ingredients. Luckily, we've got a mixture of ready-made molecules just lying around. These are the atoms forged in the bellies of ancestral stars. Now we just need time, chance, and water. The Earth exhales oceans. Molecule by molecule, water is released from its atomic bondage deep within crystal lattices of the earliest rocks. Now, dissolved in water, minerals can find the freedom to mingle, and when they do, new emergent chemistries can happen. Let's dive in to eavesdrop on some of that cool molecular music. Still no life down here, but strange oily globules have been secreted by earlier magmas. Only after millions of years of minerals migrating across membranes can the impossible become a little more probable. One day into this ecology of potentials came a single electromagnetic spark, and with it, biology emerged from chemistry. An entirely new way of being was born. Light had become life. It turns out our little rocky home harbors a great penchant for life. Trilobites are soon grazing among whole new conversations of life, while predators silently cruise
Oh
through
my
the
goodness.
water column. And once life has found a foothold in the seas, there's no going back. Plants have learned how to capture sunlight and survive by photosynthesizing. For millions of years, oxygen bubbles up and accumulates above the surface. Now, growing restless and breathless, pioneer creatures break through the boundary at the beach. For millions more years, they are up there, complexifying, diversifying, and associating in new ways to colonize the land. Let's crash that party to see how they're doing up there.
Okay.
Nourished by a constant flow of photons from our parent star, the little planet that could has acquired that special signature that sets it apart
The
from
dinosaurs.
any known world. The creative capacities of sun and earth, through death and time, have generated a blooming, buzzing flourish of life. On our Earth, single-celled bacteria drift through eons of oceans, and shy creatures burrow in the forest floor. Agile reptiles fly through the sky, and simple-minded giants lumber across the landscape.
The asteroid that took out the dinosaurs,
straight
people.
into fate. I suggest you enjoy this perfect Cretaceous afternoon. It will be the last one for a long, long time.
Yep.
Because today, a harbinger of death will circle back from its long orbit and in a flash wipe out most of life.
Ooh.
From the long and dreary days that follow, nothing bigger than a chicken will survive. Under piles of time and detritus, life conspires to try again. This time, the monkeys arise. Meet Homie, your ancestor. For 6 million years, he and his kin have been living immersed in the diverse habitats of Earth. Each generation with the landscapes and animals of Earth have now endowed Homie with a new kind of mind. He has an inner life and feels compelled to express it through that stone in his hand. Look into his face. Behind those eyes is the same spark that ignited the stars and inspired the first life in the oceans. It is an intelligence called OIKA. That spark is the imagination of the whole
OIKA,
cosmos
that's the name of this.
living within him. And now he wants to give it to you. Go ahead. Take it.
I'm trying.
With the intelligence of OIKA, inherited from nature, we thrive for a time. We create language, song, and the first art imbued with a gratitude for feeling a deep belonging to the world. But then, in time and some accident of mind, we set ourselves apart. With the very intelligence we inherited from nature, we imagined ourselves as separate. We began to forget our OIKA. We reorganized under strange new forces. We toiled the soils and settled. When surplus accumulated, we piled it high and built walls around it. We forfeited our OIKA. In time, we learned to loot the earth. We converted bounty into booty, commodified our minds, and conquered new continents. We invented artificial hierarchies, and then believed they were real. In a blink of cosmic time, we alienated ourselves from the earth. We forgot our OIKA and tried to fill the gap with gadgets. Over time, forest spirits gave way to more manufactured amazements. Stone tools became
Las
smartphones,
Vegas.
and now we rush to catch the next empty distraction. but we are beginning to remember our OIKA. The world has always created the conditions for the spark of something new in the universe. The whole cosmos, we now know, is a single living dynamic where the forces of nature commingle, relate, and associate in new emergent ways. And this vitality of nature has been handed down to us through an unbroken chain of relations through time. Imagination is the spark we receive from the living earth. Human creativity is our own special manifestation of the living cosmos. With it, we are inventing new technologies that can reconnect us to nature and inspire us to tell new stories. So here we are, back in the campfire light, still telling stories, and still rising on sparks of imagination into the living, storied, starry night.
And that, everybody, is the OIKA experience. Thank you for tagging along on this journey with me today. I plan to do more VR videos hopefully soon when I get the chance. I don't exactly have much time these days to do too many videos with the way life is right now, but comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Tell me what you think about this. Any ways I can improve. I am kind of still pretty new to this YouTube video thing, so thank you for watching. This is Captain Mikey, out.